Well, all right. Hello, everyone. I'm Bradford Becker. Welcome to Red Barn Radio, now in our 24th year of broadcasting. Tonight we present Roots Music Southern Style episode number 936. Lydia Sylvia Martin plays traditional old-time banjo. Teacher, performer, and songwriter, she loves music made by the people and for the people. Lydia learned the long history of America's musical traditions in person and by ear. To master the banjo, Lydia traveled from Maryland to West Virginia, Kentucky, and North Carolina for several years to learn older playing styles. She studied archival recordings of her own family members from southwestern Virginia and revived their songs by singing them herself. Don't imagine for a moment, though, that Lydia's creative energy marches to the beat of drums played by only others. She's uniquely talented, quirky, funny, folksy, and this evening, Lydia's brought with her some folks she's been creating and performing with: Jonah Giuliano on dulcimer and Michael Ronstadt on cello, guitar, and vocals. Welcome, folks. Great to have you here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening and welcome to Red Barn Radio. Wherever in the world you're listening, welcome to Roots Music Southern Style. Thanks to WEKU, Red Barn Radio's official radio partner, NPR for Central and Eastern Kentucky. Listen online at weku.org. Red Barn Radio is supported by Visit Lex, Lexington, Kentucky's Convention and Visitors Bureau. More information on what Lexington has to offer is at visitlex.com. LexArts, Lexington, Kentucky's premier cultural development, advocacy, and fundraising organization, working for the development of a strong and vibrant arts community as a means of enhancing the quality of life in Central Kentucky. Follow Red Barn Radio on Twitter and like us on Facebook. Here's the host of Red Barn Radio to tell us more about tonight's performers.
Lydia Martin was here on Red Barn many moons ago for a solo evening of music. I think around the time she released her album Chasing the Ghost, a great banjo album she produced with Dirk Powell. Today she is joined by friends and collaborators to share her newest body of work, released just recently, I want to say.
Yes.
Yeah, and she's got lots going on. She co-authored a book of Robert Johnson's guitar music for banjo. That was some time ago, creating new tunings and right-hand techniques for the arrangements. The book is available from Hal Leonard Publications for those interested. Formal education at Levine School of Music and Montgomery College further deepened Lydia's understanding of the folk traditions. Glad you're here with us for this very special evening of music and talk with Lydia Sylvia Martin and her band.
Thank you.
Come on, boys, take a little nap. Wake up sober in the Cumberland Gap. Cumberland Gap, I had my home. I'm going down to Cumberland alone. Me and my wife, her grandpa, all going down to the Cumberland Gap. Come on, boys, lay a little lay. We'll have none but sugar and clay. Come on, boys, take a little nap. 40 more miles to the Cumberland Gap. Cumberland Gap, heavenly place. Can't get water to wash my face. This tune was composed by Spencer the Rover, as valiant a man as ever left home. He had been much reduced, which caused great confusion. That was the reason he started to roam. In Yorkshire near Rotherham, he had been on the ramble. Weary of traveling, he sat down to rest. By the foot of yon mountain, there's a clear crystal fountain. With bread and cold water, he himself did refresh. With night fast approaching, to the woods he resorted. Woodbine and ivy his bed for to make. But he dreamt about sighing, lamenting and crying. Go home to your family and rambling forsake. Was the 5th day of November, have reason to remember, when first he arrived home to his family and his friends. They did stand so astounded, surprised and dumbfounded to see such a stranger once more in their sight. Then his children come around him with their prattle-prattling stories. Oh, with their prattle-prattling stories that drive care away. He's as happy as those who have thousands of riches. Contented he'll remain and not ramble away. This tune was composed by Spencer the Rover.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You know, we started with a medley of tunes, and my bandmate Jonah Giuliano put that medley together. It was Queen of the Earth, Child of the Sky, and then we played another tune he unearthed from Almost Dust. Poor Johnny's Gone to War. And then we played a Cumberland Gap version from Morgan Sexton, and that was Spencer the Rover, but it was inspired by John Martin, the guitar player. I'm just so thrilled and lucky to play with Michael Ronstadt and Jonah Giuliano. I'm super excited, and I really, really hope we can do it a lot more. I'm so grateful to Red Barn Radio for making this possible, and we're going to play Cold Frosty Morning. Brr. It's not cold outside, but we're going to try to think that it's cold in here. And I was lucky enough to learn a lot from Dwight Diller, and one of the things he taught about this tune is if you don't know what it feels like when you're in a, out in the mountains and it's frozen and there's frost on the ground and you got to get firewood to stay warm and you might die otherwise, you kind of don't understand this tune. Cold Frosty Morn.
going to do a tune called Barlow Knife, but we're going to start with Logger's Breakdown. And we're going to start with some tuning before that, so we might as well all check, right? I only have to tune once, but I might as well join. Here's Logger's Breakdown into Barlow Knife.
have to make my mouth close again. My mouth has been sort of wide open this whole time listening to you all. It's amazing. What a great, full, natural and airy and watery sound. It's just beautiful.
I like that.
Just beautiful. Wow. Okay. So, yeah. So, Lydia, you have played you have played a lot of songs that are in this set list and that you have on A Distant Country for a long time, right? And you know the history of a lot of these songs and have played them sort of in traditional ways before. And it feels to me like you're kind of reimagining them in some way. Can you talk about that some?
Well, the first time I heard about like the history of banjo was probably at the Maryland Banjo Academy when I was 15, and Mike Seeker was giving a presentation, and the very, very early old banjo music that he played did not sound anything like an even, regular, square tempo. So I've just been kind of leaning into kind of the syncopated beats that we find in the tunes.
Uh-huh. And has this always been a direction that you've gone with this instrument? Did you early on, when you were 15, for instance, was that when you were beginning on that instrument?
Yeah, when I was 12, I started backing up my family band on guitar, but a friend, Howard Zane, who had a long-running jam in Maryland every Friday night, he just gave me a compliment on my guitar playing, but he thought my sense of rhythm would be better on the banjo.
Huh. Oh, interesting. And so was that...
and he gave me my first banjo.
Oh, all right. Oh, good.
Yeah,
good.
and
Okay. Well,
he
that's
made
good.
me promise to play it. So I kind of forgot that. It's very important.
That is an important
Yeah.
detail. Yeah. So that was enticing for him as a nice compliment, on your guitar playing. But what was it that he felt that you would do that was special on banjo? You said it was rhythmically related.
I guess just keeping a beat and listening to each other, which we all do. And an interesting fact about Michael, Jonah, even Michael's wife Serenity, who's not here tonight, and me, we played last night, and we realized that all of us played with our parents. So, and my mom's Filipino, half Filipino, and I don't know if that affects like her sense of rhythm, but she has good rhythm. But I actually think my mom and my dad have good rhythm from like family roots, but also from dancing in DC. They did hand dancing. A dance is where they met. So dancing is just part of the music.
Can you tell me what kind of dancing is that you were saying?
DC style hand dancing.
And what is that?
Well, I honestly I can't really do it. It's kind of like a jitterbug.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to demonstrate.
No, I wasn't gonna put you in
But I'd love
the
to someday
spot.
be able to do that.
Yeah, but is it dancing that's done to jitterbug-ish music, or is it done to traditional music?
I mean, they listen to a lot of doo-wop.
Huh.
But it all comes from, a common human origin, and black banjo playing and early string band music, rock, blues. This is all coming from, deep in our human memory.
I wonder if you could talk just a little bit about what the family band was like. I don't remember us talking about that the last time we were together. What was what did you all play? Was it bluegrass? Was it old time?
For sure, we played Irish and old time, and we also would play early colonial tunes at George Washington's house. But Michael, you played with your family too, right?
Yeah. We do a lot of, I think any family band is going to have quite a complement of things. And when I first saw Lydia's family band at Common Ground in the Hill, they went all over the place. But to my ears, it was just so genuine and honest, and I loved hearing the family harmonies and all the instruments together. There's something about family playing together that really just, you can't replicate it. You just can't replicate it.
Yeah. And you play with your dad.
And what
We all
about you,
met at
Jonah?
Common Ground. You play with your dad.
Yeah, I grew up playing with my dad, who plays old time banjo, and he plays jazz on the piano and the blues on the piano. I grew up playing drum set, which you maybe will see a little bit of later,
All right.
possibly, if you're lucky.
lucky.
I see it on the set list.
And also dulcimer. I met Lydia also at Common Ground on the Hill, where I first saw her family band in Maryland.
We were both in awe of their family band. Or like, or at least I like to say, I was like, I hope to meet some of them someday and play music with them. So I guess
so
dreams
funny.
come true, you know. They're
How long ago was that, Michael, that you...
I was first at Common Ground on the Hill in 2009, and I think you grew up
Uh,
going, right?
I think 1996.
Okay, so 2009, I just remember seeing them perform, and
Yeah.
you know, and then a number of years later, I ran into Jonah, and we were both taking and participating and teaching some classes together, and when he played klezmer music on the you know, he was playing klezmer tunes on a mountain dulcimer, and it confused me how it worked, and it did work, and so
Yeah, the scales are pretty squirrely in klezmer music, so I have to bend a lot of notes because I don't have like all the frets like would be on a banjo. So I have to get the notes in between the notes.
So his ear is just so tuned, and as a fretless
you.
player, I love it when people's ears have a great sense of intonation, and a deep listening is what you hope to do as musicians, and you hope to run into people who have deep listening skills.
yeah.
Deep listening is where it's at.
Yeah.
Pauline Oliveras.
Well, you're taking us to a deep place. I wonder if, Jonah, is it sort of accurate to say that you've also, on your instrument, that you gravitated to sort of more experimental, non-traditional approach to your instrument? And I guess this is a question in two parts. One is that question, and then the other is, when did you and Lydia first sort of realize that your musical vocabularies could, you know, genuinely speak to one another versus just coexist, you know, or just jam together?
Yeah. So, I definitely, I value both tradition and also, experimentation. So I listen to a huge amount of experimental music, and that definitely influences my playing in my solo work, as well as with Lydia and with Michael. I really love and deeply respect like old time music, and I love listening to old source recordings and taking those recordings and adapting them to mountain dulcimer if they're on fiddle or banjo, or just learning directly from the like older master dulcimer players.
Jonah actually has an amazing ability to see the weird that's in the source recording. He sees we all appreciate what's interesting and different about actual source field recordings.
Yeah, so a lot of our process involves listening to these older source recordings and trying to sort of understand like what makes those recordings tick, or find something that we personally think is really interesting, and then sort of accentuating that and working that like aspect into our music, which also pairs kind of nicely with my interest in experimentalism. Like free jazz. I love like improvised music. And then, wait, I don't even remember the second question. We talked for too long.
Well, I think I guess the second question was, maybe you just answered it. At what point, I think I asked is, did you realize that your sort of musical vocabularies melded together versus just that it was nice to jam together?
Yeah, well, we first met at Common Ground on the Hill.
Yeah.
And we played a tune, Sugar Babe, which we will play for you later. And we thought,
Which is
wow.
on the new collection, right?
Yeah, it's on the new album. We thought, wow, this meshes so well. And then from there, we just kept playing. And here we are.
Yeah. Hey, Lydia, could you? So when you released this new collection called A Distant Country.
Yes.
And do you have any liner notes to it? Did you Did you say something, write something that helped people understand the different ways that you were directing and moving these songs?
Well, if you look inside, you'll see that all the tunes are traditional,
Yes.
and I listed the name of the person who played it, whose version inspired us.
Ah, all right.
Yeah. A lot of those people are not living, but I did thank Bruce Molsky for giving us a good version of June Apple.
Hmm.
And we were lucky enough to meet Bruce also at Common Ground.
Oh, all right.
So much good stuff comes out of there.
Yeah, and where is that?
It's in Westminster, Maryland at McDaniel College, and it will happen again this July. I think it starts on July 7th, and it'll be 1 week of classes, and I really hope to see people there.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Good. Well, hopefully I'm sure there are a lot of people listening who are wondering how they can learn more about what you do. And let's get back to what you do and hear some more music. Lydia Sylvia Martin is here. Jonah Giuliano is on the dulcimer and on the organ. And when we talk again, I want you to talk some about the organ you have playing there.
Oh,
So
yes.
we'll get back to that. All right, let's welcome these great folks back.
Thank you. Thank you.
I just want to give a little disclaimer. I changed the name and size of the horse in the song because I had a horse when I was a little girl that I loved. So this song should say I had a big gray horse, and Daryl or Arrow was his name. I think it's probably Daryl, but my ear liked the sound of Arrow. But I kind of wanted to personalize the song, and so I changed it to my horse's name, Whiskera, which is a weird name because she was an Arabian. And I kind of changed a bit of the melody and chords, but I'll get kind of close to the melody toward the end, the correct one as I learned it. And this is Big John Henry. Once I had a small bay horse, Whiskera was her name. I've been all around this world, single girl, single girl. The dress you wear so fine. Single girl, single girl. The dress you wear so fine. When you get married, go ragged all the time. I've been all around this world. Working on that new railroad with mud up to my knees. Working on that new railroad, mud up to my knees. Working for as I said, I messed with the chords a bit on that last song just to personalize it, and I actually did that because I wanted to, but also because great and very wise people like John Cohen and George Gibson taught me that everyone doesn't play exactly the same, and that wouldn't be traditional for everyone to play exactly the same. So I try to put myself into even a traditional tune, although I do try to preserve like the best parts of the tune. But this is not a traditional tune. This is a song that I wrote. And it's called Night After Night.
Night after night, I'm waiting for memories swiftly burning. The years are haggard liars. Our bones are lying in the field. Don't feel too right, but it's not wrong. I just want to see you one more time before the night turns to dawn. Night after night, I'm waiting for memories swiftly burning. The years are haggard liars. Our bones are rising from the field. Don't feel too right, but it's not wrong. I just want to see you one more time before the night turns to dawn. Don't feel too right, but it's not wrong. I just want to see you one more time before the night turns to dawn. Dawn, dawn.
Thank you.
So watching a banjo and mountain dulcimer go to the all the many tunings, I think Jonah broke 3 strings in the last 2 days while we were practicing on things, and I don't know how. And they were discussing, the width and the sizes and tensions of strings. Like, what do you use? I have one of those. It's just this back and forth. And I'm like, I have a cello. Never felt so simple with the cello.
Yeah, we like to have every song ideally in a completely different tuning.
Yeah.
Whatever tuning feels best. But
Let's
then
do it.
if you just try to play like 20 songs in a row and you tune between every single one, you're toast.
Yeah. And now we have distorted.
What distortion?
This is from a Maggie Hammond's recording, and in the interview, she says that she heard it on a record, and I think the record is Mountain Music of Kentucky, and I think this song is properly called The Roving Cowboy, but we've just been calling it Crossing the Rocky Mountains because that line repeats in the song. And it's actually where we got the title of the album, distant country because it's in the song. Yeah. Come, all you roving cowboys, bow down your head and hand. I'll tell to you a story while you around me stand. I'm going to leave this wild west, this bleak and stormy plain. While the Indians stay, I'll leave you to never return again. I've crossed the Rocky Mountains, I've crossed the Rocky Hills, I've crossed the Rocky Mountains, where many a brave boy fell. I'm going to quit this wild west, this bleak and stormy plain. While the Indians stay, I'll leave you to never return again. There was a wealthy merchant in London, he did dwell. He had the only daughter, on her I cast my eye. She was so tall and slender, blue eyes and curly hair. There is no one in this whole world to her I can compare. I've crossed the Rocky Mountains, I've crossed the Rocky Hills, I've crossed the Rocky Mountains, where many a brave boy fell. I've seen the distant country, the Indian and the wild. I'll never forget that old home place and mother's sweetest smile.
I'd like to take a moment just to remind listeners that Red Barn live streams, both tonight's and on any Wednesday, remain available online for you to view and listen to at your convenience, along with live audio streams. Compliments of WGAD.net in Central New York. Don't miss a single episode of our program, and for heaven's sakes, tell others about what you like and get them to like it too. It shouldn't be too hard. The Red Barn Radio merch store is open. We've got some fun stuff there. We've got a fine coffee mug, which I like to showcase because I think this is one of our signature merch pieces. Why should you buy one? Well, if you know anything about marketing, you get something like this with a brand on it. You take it out in public, and people say to you, what? What are they going to say, Caleb? They're going to say, like, what is that thing? What is that Red Barn Radio thing? And you'll have a good answer for them because you're a fan and you've listened to what we do week after week, year after year. And this is a way for you to sort of broadcast that yourself. We have other things too. We have t-shirts that you can wear. We have hoodies. We have little stickers, all kinds of things. But you can just play a small part in moving us forward, keeping us visible by going to this merch store. We have a link on our website to it and on our Facebook page and in our weekly newsletter. Click this link for a way to support our show with official Red Barn Radio swag. Tell your friends, huh? That's what it's all about. Now, let me tell you about what's happening next week. It's Katie Did It and the Bluegills. This new ensemble based out of Louisville, Kentucky, has a charismatic female lead, Katie, who brings the golden age of swing into the limelight, adding a sprinkle of modern quirkiness. Katie D's voice is a playful mixture of velvety smoothness and cheeky charm. And then you have the Bluegills, each a virtuoso in their own right, who artfully navigate between the gritty and the glittery. Katie's songwriting might be the skeleton of what you hear in their songs, but the Bluegills are the flesh, soul, and rhythm of this project. All their songs are filled with catchy hooks, memorable refrains that stick like bubblegum. Mwah. That's next week, Katie D and the Bluegills. And now, folks, after I'm sure they'll just be tuning for another 20 minutes or so, then Lydia Sylvia Martin and folks will be back. They've got some tuning going on right now, though, and then we'll get back to some music. Audience to listen to you tune for 20 more minutes, so you don't need to rush into another set, folks.
Okay. We're tuning everything.
I heard that happened when Ravi Shankar was tuning once because the wind kept blowing and messing up his sitar. And people were into the sound of it.
Yeah.
They thought it was part of the concert.
Yeah. Well, it's like, so many of the sounds that you all were creating in the last piece which was just magic. Yeah, I just loved it. There was so much going on in that, and yeah, I could have listened to that for a long, long time. Very, very meditative, really special.
We're tuning everything as low as it goes.
Okay, I think I'm about there.
We love
I gotta turn
the low tunings. Banjos sound so good.
Yeah.
Tune them so they have very little tension, and then you get bass.
Yeah.
Bass is always lovely.
Indeed.
So we're gonna play Sugar Babe next, which is the song that I talked about earlier.
Yeah, and remind us what you were saying about that song.
Yeah, so that was the kind of the first song that Lydia and I played together, where we realized that we can do this.
Oh yeah, right.
That playing music together is really going to work, and we learned this from two recordings: a Sherman Hammond's recording and a Burl Hammond's recording. Yeah.
When he pulled out his dulcimer in a blues banjo workshop and just started playing with a D drone in the key of E minor, I just knew we had to record something.
honey. What else can a poor boy do? What else can a poor boy do? Round to come a long mouthful of gold. Round to stole my greenback roll. And I've got no sugar baby now. I've got no honey baby now. Who call me honey and to sing their songs? Who call me honey when I'm gone? Who call me honey when you're gone? I'll rock the cradle. I'll sing the songs. I'll rock the cradle when you're gone. I'll rock the cradle when you're gone. Thank you. Just gonna switch instruments here.
Send Neil Perk back to Drums again.
Hey, yo, Neil. I think we're breaking some rule by going to the drums somehow, you know. It's
Yeah, none of us were prepared for this.
no rules, no rules. Yeah. That's true.
Lower, lower, lower. Make those strings wobble.
I'll play a couple originals. This one's called Sugar. See, you found your traveling hat, money in a gunny sack, filled your tank and found your shoes, off to make the latest news. Leave a little sugar at my door, leave a little sugar at my door. While you're gone, I'll think of you, little square sugar cube. Put a little in my tea, wonder if you'll think of me. Leave a little sugar at my door, leave a little sugar at my door. Walking in a cactus patch, memory is a little latch. Put it in a coffee can, a bag, a jar, put it in my hand. Leave a little sugar at my door, leave a little sugar at my door, leave a little sugar at my door, leave a little sugar at my door. Leave a little sugar at my door, leave a little sugar at my door, leave a little sugar at my door, leave a little sugar at my door.
Nice.
And this one, also, by the way, I didn't write that alone. I wrote it with a very dear friend, Sky Handler. And also this one we wrote together. Basically, I took some of his lyrics and I put them to these chords. Everything's nice, everything matches, everything matches, it all looks the same. Everything's so strange, it must be out of place, space and time. Amarillo, where
Nice tunes. Yeah, thanks for playing those, Lydia.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, yeah. I would like for you all to each talk a little bit about the instrument that you are playing tonight. I'm kind of thinking the acoustic instruments. I mean, you're
Okay.
welcome to talk about your electric if there's a special story to tell about it, or if you want to do that. But I would love to hear each of you do that. Jonah, could you start us off? Tell us about the dulcimer that you have, and what is unique about it.
Well, I got this dulcimer when I was 13, and I've been playing it ever since. And it has some interesting things about the setup. So most dulcimer players, or many dulcimer players, will play with either 3 strings or 3 courses of strings. So sometimes they'll double the string that's closest to the player.
So I'm not sure if I follow that.
Okay. So there's either 3 strings total.
Okay.
Or there's one of the strings is just there's 2 strings that are really close to each other.
Okay. Tuned to the
Yeah,
same note.
tuned always to the exact same thing,
Yeah,
or
okay.
usually
Yeah.
to the exact same thing. Whereas I like to set up my dulcimer a little bit differently, whereas I have 4 separate strings. And this gives me, this is a little bit unusual, but there are some players that do it. There's a lot of historical precedent for this.
Oh.
If you look at pictures of dulcimers that are from before the folk revival in the 60s, many of them are strung with 4 separate strings. So I would say that that's one of the more unique things about what I do is I have the 4 separate strings, and then I can tune them all differently if I want to. And then
So
I
that's
guess
more about your particular way of setting it up than it is about the way the instrument is constructed or the materials of the instrument.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I would say that I think an interesting thing about how it's set up, or how it's actually constructed, is that there's a built-in pickup, which then allows me to put it through an amplifier, which is very exciting. It allows me to do distortion. It also allows me to have a lot of sustain on my notes that one wouldn't normally get from a mountain dulcimer if you play a mountain dulcimer acoustically very quietly and you listen very intently, you can hear a huge amount of sustain. So then when I play with an amp, I can really get access to that by playing very quietly. So I'd say probably the most interesting thing about my particular dulcimer is actually the pickup.
And so, but people, musicians put pickups on acoustic instruments all the time. Is there a particular pickup that you use, or is it that it's installed? Or what's unique about that particular?
Yeah. Well, I would say, to be frank, there's actually nothing particularly unique about the pickup. It's built into the bridge.
Okay.
I would say it's more like the usage of the pickup, and I'm really not trying to emulate the sound of an acoustic instrument through my pickup. Instead, I'm trying to take that into a very different direction, and allow that to the existence of the pickup to unlock these other possibilities. So I'd say that instead of being in the physical hardware, it's more conceptual. Yeah.
Nice. And who do you credit for teaching you your instrument?
Well, I would say a lot of
You
what
can
I've
say
been taught.
yourself.
Yeah. I'm quite self-taught. I played with my dad growing up a lot, and he taught me a lot of what I know. He doesn't actually play mountain dulcimer, but he was able to figure things out and show things to me. But I'd say I'm mostly self-taught. I was first introduced to the mountain dulcimer by Susan Boyer Haley, who's a wonderful player and singer who
She is so awesome.
yeah, she's really cool. She has a
Susan
beautiful
Boyer Haley.
Susan Boyer Haley. Look her up. Her voice is amazing too. And and she first showed me how cool dulcimer is, and she lives in Florida.
Huh. And our dulcimer hero here is Sarah Kate. And so
She's fantastic.
Yeah, her playing's amazing.
Yeah, we've always enjoyed her. She's been here before too. I think that's what kind of hooked me on the instrument. Yeah.
Awesome.
Neat. Okay, Lydia, your turn. You want to talk about your banjo and?
Yeah, I already explained that my first banjo was given to me as a gift, I've been through a couple different banjos, but the banjos I like to play are made by Bart Reiter, Reiter. I really like his banjos. There's an appreciation group for them on Facebook. And
Where's Bart
Banjo
live?
Hangout. He's pretty much retired. He lives in, I think, Missouri.
Okay.
So I have 2 Bart Reiter banjos. I used to have an old Luscombe that had a wooden tone ring, and I'd really love to get another one like that because I don't have it anymore.
So did you sell it?
Yeah.
We do those things.
But, banjo, it's a weird instrument. And part of what drew me down to Kentucky to spend time at places like Cowan Creek and Seed Time on the Cumberland, where I think we met maybe at Cowan Creek.
Uh-huh.
I saw a video of Roscoe Holcomb playing on a DVD called Traditional Music Classics. So I called around and made some phone calls, and I found out who to come learn from. Had a little list and checked off every single name on that list, and I love it. I learned in Maryland, I learned in West Virginia, but there's something about the Kentucky banjo.
Huh. Yeah. And we talked about when we met, I think. It was Seed Time.
Okay.
And I was really pretty new here and had never heard clawhammer banjo, except on a couple of popular songs, popular albums. I might have heard some clawhammer on a Neil Young song. I might have heard some clawhammer on something by maybe Michael, even by your aunt, maybe, I don't know, Love is a Rose or something. I heard that sound, and it was just, just really struck me. But I'd never witnessed it being played, and thank you. I mean,
Wow.
this was a big moment for me musically to watch you play. And that day, didn't know who you were. I didn't know who anyone was at that point in time. But
Well, it's great that music brings people together,
Yeah.
and it's really worth holding on to and preserving these beautiful styles.
yeah. Well, thank you. And Michael, can we talk about your cello a little bit, or is there? Do you have like multiple cellos?
I do have a travel cello made by. It's a carbon fiber 3D printed cello. I think Ben Sully just picked up one of them, but it's made by Forte 3D by Alfred Goodrich in Philadelphia. But my main instrument is this one.
Yeah.
And I've had this since, I don't know when, for a long time at this point. But this is a 1932 cello made by Fritz Polpanek, made in Los Angeles. And it's a beautiful instrument with like tiger maple on the back, and then I guess a spruce top. I'm a cello player, so I don't know the woods, but it's got this.
What do you mean? Cello players don't know woods?
We don't know the woods. Guitar players is like, oh, it's made out of
Oh,
rosewood, and then cello players are like, I don't know, it sounds good, So, or at least maybe that's me. That could be me. I apologize to any cello players who know the woods of your cello.
You would not call yourself a cello nerd, then.
But this cello belonged to Christine Walewska, who's the daughter of Herman Wallachy, who owns Westwood Music in Los Angeles, and Fred Wallachy still owns it. And Christine Walewska used. She's a very well-known cello player back in her day. I think she moved from New York to Florida recently, but this was her cello that she played when she was probably 17 or 18, and it's. I'm so lucky that my dad's friend was Fred, her brother, and they sent it to me, and we paid it off over a very, very long time. So there you go.
All right.
It follows me wherever I go, and I'm thankful for that.
Well, you make it sound beautiful.
Thanks.
I would like to ask this question to Jonah and Lydia. Do I assume both of you do some teaching?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
We both teach.
Sometimes. And what for you, aside from the paycheck, which is nice, I mean, just to have some extra money, aside from the pay that you get for for teaching, what's the best thing that happens for you as a teacher? When I think of good teachers, I've been in education for 40 years. When I think of all of my very favorite teacher colleagues I've worked with, they all have in common that they love to teach because of what they learn while they're teaching. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, well, I think teaching really pushes me to like think very explicitly about what I'm doing when I play. So I have to sort of break it down in my head in a way that makes sense, and then I'm able to impart that to somebody else. So it makes me really self-aware in a good way, where I'm understanding physically what I'm doing, how I'm holding my body, and then like how I'm actually thinking about the music. And it forces me to put that into very concrete terms. And I think that's immensely helpful for like getting better at playing for myself. And it's also just enjoyable. I love thinking about music, which is part of why I play music. And then additionally, it's very fun and satisfying to like work with people who are curious and sort of help guide people along the path of learning more about this instrument. And there's really so much to discover about it, and it continually shows me new things about how music can be. So it's exciting for me to kind of share that with somebody else.
One thing that's nice about teaching like rock guitar or something like that, kids are curious about that when they're 4. And when you're teaching traditional music, which I am just making an assumption now that the students that you have are students who are interested in traditional music, do you find that the most curious folks regarding traditional music are older folks?
No, I get a fair number of young people, actually.
How old? Like your youngest?
Not too young, in their 20s, I
Okay.
would say.
Huh.
Most people that approach me and ask me about dulcimer are probably in their 20s and are interested in learning more about folk music.
And do they come to you because they've heard you play someplace? Is that usually how it happens?
Yeah, usually it's they've met me at a jam, or they've seen me play online, or they've seen me in person, or just through the grapevine.
And they play another instrument and are just interested in exploring this one?
Sometimes.
Yeah, neat. Lydia, did you want to add anything to what Jonah said?
So I was watching A Charlie Brown Christmas, and Charlie Brown is always kind of, not always, but he's often alone. He's often misunderstood. He's often a little lonely, and he's often kind of wondering what it's all about. And I really think he's basically the same as one of my favorite fictional characters, Holden Caulfield. And so one of the reasons that movie and that book speak to me is they are a way through art to create almost an electrical arc between the artist and the person experiencing the art. And music is the same thing. Music is something that we feel. It moves us. It moves our bodies. It affects us physically. And it's an art that is so natural, so palpable, so tangible. And a lot of music, even though a lot of music is fun and it's a group-oriented thing, a lot of great music comes from loneliness. So the reason that I teach is that the tools I use to play and have fun with music, I really enjoy them, and I'm very happy to share those with other people. And that's a way for people to connect. And I'm not actually very good at talking to people. So if people actually want to talk to me because they want to learn something about music, I actually make a lot of friends that way.
Nice. Yeah, I'm going to parse something that you guys were talking about earlier, which was you said that both you and Jonah, what you shared in common was that you liked the idea of sort of bringing forward what's you were talking about field recordings, and you said you really like inspecting those songs and sort of putting forward the aspects of those songs that are weird to you. or that, and I wondered if you could just talk a teeny bit more about that, because that piqued my interest.
So, as you can probably tell, I love writing. I love books. I love lyrics. I love poetry. I love words. And one of my favorite writers is Ralph Waldo Emerson. My mom had a collection of his essays, and I read them when I was a teenager. And he's got an essay called "The Lonely, Original, and Pure." And it's just that spirit inside every person that's something pure. But the irony is that it's universal. We all have it. It's very odd. And I think the reason that field recordings are so beautiful is that they are lonely, original, and pure. They aren't steamrolled into a system, and they aren't pressed with a trash compactor into a cube, for capitalism. Like, they're just so beautiful because people are beautiful. Like, and sometimes we simplify things out of necessity, but when you are creating your own work, whether you're a coal miner playing on the front porch or whether you are just a girl sitting in the suburbs by herself, in her backyard, like, you can do whatever you want. You really can do whatever you want. And these field recordings, they just captured some of that freedom, and they captured a freedom of a culture that wasn't chained or restricted. It was people who made their own living, and they made their own beautiful art that they shared with each other. And so the idiosyncrasies and the individualism expressed in every nuance of a person's playing, I really enjoy.
Well, yeah, thanks. Well, what I guess the last thing that I would say before we get back to some music is, for me, it's been beautiful to hear how you're fixed on the foundations of this music, or that loneliness, whatever those feelings that there are that come from the field recordings. Yet, you're using some electronic tools to, I think, further accentuate that, and that's been really beautiful for me tonight, to hear how some new tools can be inserted into this traditional music without leaving the tradition behind. It's just been great.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's been just great. Can we get back to some music now? You have some tunes coming up. Oh, let me ask you this, Lydia. So, Darlin' Cora, you're going to play that.
Right.
That's going to be one of your last songs.
Yes.
And is that a song that?
I mean, we could also play those first. I just wouldn't want to change the set list.
No. What I was wondering is if there might be an opportunity. There's not everyone listening to the program is familiar with these tunes, even the ones that for us are just like sort of part of the canon, I guess, or something of traditional music. It might be interesting for listeners to hear you just play even a little bit of an old traditional rendering of Darlin' Cora.
Yeah. Well,
and then before you play your take on it, is that something feasible?
Well, it's kind of hard because our take, we actually tried to stick very close to ID Stamper's recording that Apple Shop has.
Okay.
And it's a Darlin' Cora from a mountain dulcimer player named ID Stamper.
Yes.
And that one has this rhythm that's just like.
Yeah, kind of like that.
It's pretty much how we play it. I probably dress it up a little bit with how I sing.
Gotcha. And so maybe then an alternative to that might be that you could recommend, like, for instance, if you've played like Cumberland Gap, Big John Henry, Sugar Babe. Maybe you could recommend, before you leave tonight, you could recommend to folks who are listening sort of a traditional, even field recording of one of those songs that they might listen to, and to juxtapose with what you do with it.
Yeah.
Just something to think about.
The Cumberland Gap is on, it's a video you can find of Morgan Sexton on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
And the Big John Henry, I only know from, I've heard John Haywood. There's a recording. I don't know if it's released or if it was with the Rich and the Po Folks. You know John Haywood?
Oh, yeah, John may have played that on here on the show.
Yeah, so from John, I would listen to John.
Okay, to John Haywood.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So you might even be able to go back to an old Red Barn episode if you look up John Haywood on Spotify.
And if you're curious about all of our sources, you can look up our album, which is available on Bandcamp. It's available online.
Okay.
And you can find all of the sources. For the recordings that we made, and it would be wonderful. Like, it would be wonderful if everybody went out and listened to the source recordings, because they're amazing and very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, isn't that what you would like folks to do? Isn't that sort of part of the idea of this? All right. Well, let's get back to some more music. You're going to play Long Time Coming now. All right.
Well, I'm going to play one more original by Lydia and Sky. And then we'll play Say Darlin' Say. And then we'll play a couple more old time tunes to finish up the evening.
I've been lost before, running out the door. Then I thought of you, like I never do. It's been a long time coming, and I'm already gone. I just can't help the way, I just can't help the way I run. I've been lost before, running out the door. Then I thought of you, like I never do. It's been a long, long time coming, and I'm already gone. I just can't help the way, I just can't help the way I run. It's been a long time coming, and I'm already gone. I just can't help the way, I just can't help the way, I just can't help the way I run. Hush, little darling, don't say a word. I'm gonna buy you a mockingbird. Say, darling, say. If that mockingbird don't sing, I'm gonna buy you a diamond ring. Say, darling, say. Yeah, you can't love one, you can't love two, you can't love three. starch and I say, darling, say, starch and I be your tread. I get drunk, you lay in the shade. Say, darling, say. Say, little girl, won't you marry me? Live in the holland of the old oak tree. Say, darling, say. Thank you.
I love those.
Wake up. Wake up, darling Corey. Why do you sleep so sound? The highway revenues are coming to tear your little still house down. Wake up. Wake up, my darling, and go and get my gun. I ain't gonna man for trouble, but I'll die before I run. Last time I saw darling Corey, had a wine glass in her hand. She's drinking down her troubles with the road. I'm sorry, man. Last night, as I lay on my pillow, last night as I lay on my bed, last night as I lay on my pillow, had a dream darling Cora was dead.
Well, there are many people to thank for our broadcast tonight. First, Lydia Sylvia Martin and Jonah and Michael, who are our guests on this program. We want to thank all of you for listening to our webcast, watching us on social media, and those listening to us on our growing network of Red Barn stations and media worldwide. Thanks to WEKU, Red Barn's premier radio partner, Central and Eastern Kentucky's radio news leader. You can listen online at weku.org. It's your chance to hear more great live music from Red Barn Radio and WEKU, NPR for Central and Eastern Kentucky. Those of you here in the Central Kentucky area, you got to be sure to check out Red Barn TV. It's our weekly program of music, now on ABC 36 WTVQ and the Red Barn Radio YouTube channel, of course, too, along with thousands of other videos you'll find there. Red Barn Radio comes to you from our home, the Alex Arts Performance Hall in downtown Lexington, Kentucky. Our website has updates and further information on all of our guests and future programs. We're on the web at redbarnradio.com. And hey, remember, check out that merch link and get yourself a mug or something. Before we close out the program, let's bring back Lydia Sylvia Martin for one more number before she heads out.
Thank you. I'm Lydia Martin, and this is Jonah Giuliano. We have a new album, Distant Country. It also features Michael Ronstadt, and this is one of the songs on the album. This is Omi Wise. So Omi Wise is a traditional song that talks about a real murder that happened, and it means a lot to me because my mom heard one of my dad's great aunts singing this song on the front porch in southwestern Virginia when she visited them. And it's also one of the songs that Jonah remembers me singing at Common Ground when we were kids. But we wanted to find a special version to record, and this melody was in the Digital Library of Appalachia from Adina Palmer Wilson. And I combined it with an article that I found that believed that Omi Wise was actually a woman who had some kids already. She had some older children. So that actually makes her murder, in my eyes, even worse, because I can't imagine leaving my 4 kids. But here we go. He's gone to a city, so I understand, and there he's in prison for killing a man. Oh, shoot me or hang me, for I am the man who drowned little Omi below the mill dam. John Lewis, please tell me your mind. My mind is to drown you and leave you behind. Oh, pity my children and spare me my life, and let me live single if I can't be your wife. He hugged her, he kissed her, he turned her around. He pushed her in deep water where he knew she would drown. 'Twas on Thursday morning, the rain falling down. The people searched for Omi They called for John Lewis to come to the place. They brought out little me to show him her face. Oh, shoot me or hang me, for I am the man who drowned little me below the mill dam.
Thank you.
Well, that's all for our show for this week. Remember, you can see and hear Red Barn Radio worldwide as we stream live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Eastern in North America. Listeners, before, during, or after you enjoy Red Barn Radio, do you know how much it means to us when you just take a moment to engage? Your comments, your sharing, certainly your choice to subscribe, keeps us growing and continuing our mission to bring roots music Southern style to your neck of the woods and beyond. And now we bid you good night. Let's stick together. Let's appreciate each other, and let's join up again for another great evening of music and conversation on Red Barn Radio. I'm Bradford Becker. See you soon.